grateful to be here with you today, Yara. How's the weather there in Germany?
Yeah, amazing. Hi, Janice, and hi, everyone who is watching. Actually, we have beautiful spring weather, and yeah, I enjoy outside every day. We have sunny weather and a little bit of a cold wind still, but you can really feel like everything, nature is starting to blossom and everything is like, reawakening again, and it feels so, so good. And that helps me actually to feel much better and to really yeah, it's like a restart in spring every time.
A rebirth. Yes, I saw your lovely
A
photos and
rebirth.
everything. And I
Yeah,
don't get a
yeah.
lot of that in Maui, although believe it or not, here in Hawaii, we do have seasons and I've really enjoyed them. Summer probably is my least favorite just because it's so hot and the sun feels hotter. But I love all the
Mm.
seasons here too, but I do miss some of those changing seasons. We experienced them in Oregon and in Northern California, and I've experienced them in different places, and I do miss the colors and all the things coming to life. So it's a good time to be sharing about how we can have a more fulfilling life, a more rewarding life, a more joyful life. And so if you don't know me, I'm Janice. I have the art of living joyfully, and I'm here with my good friend. I've known Yara now for a while. Yara is in Germany. What part of Germany are you in again?
In the south, very close to the to Switzerland.
I love it. Well, I'm going to be coming
Yeah.
to visit you for sure. It's on my bucket list, and I want to go with
I'm
my
gonna come to
daughter.
Maui one day.
Well, you will.
Yeah,
And this is the beauty of
sure.
social media. And because we met on social media years ago, and we just were drawn to each other. And Yara has been such a wonderful practitioner of, the best mindset work. I just love it. So I've been working with Yara as well, because what I do in my life, through my platform, Are Living Joyfully, is I offer personalized wellness systems to help especially driven entrepreneurs like Yara, for sure. I really a special entrepreneur, and I love that. But I like to optimize the health and energy so they can get the work done, right? The deep work we need to do to continue to grow. And I know that when I really was nutrient deficient and under a lot of stress and had a lot of toxins in my body from surgeries and financial pressures and all of the stuff that went on, uh, I couldn't get clear enough in my head to get well. And so once I started addressing some of these things, these deficiencies, I started to wake up in my mind enough to have some clarity. And then I could really do the deep work. And so, what I love about Yara, and I'm going to have her share a little bit her thoughts on this, is that she works a lot as a mindset coach with people that are working to clean up those old messages that don't serve us anymore. But what she's found is when we do address also what we're putting right here in our mouths, it can be more of a holistic package. And so, Yara, come and share and introduce yourself, and a little bit about why love working with me, because I love working with you,
Yeah.
and how we're really trying to be of service and help others.
Yeah, thank you, Janice. So as you said already, we've been in touch since years and really built this beautiful relationship and friendship. And I supported you, you support me, and it's just really, yeah, it just really feels good. And there's a deep connection. So I'm a mindset coach, money mindset coach, and also mentor for soulful 10K businesses. And it's really my passion. And I really see that it's so needed that we bring the mindset, the energetics, and our physical body, that we bring it all together. Because mindset work is amazing and is powerful. But if it doesn't drop into your heart, or if physically you don't feel good, it's very hard. So we really need to look at this whole being that we are with all the levels, like all the layers, if we want to feel better and really make big shifts and changes. And that's also something that really connects us because we are aware of the power of our mind, right? And how we can literally change how we feel, the actions we take, our reality, really by changing the picture and the story in our head, but also the vibration, the frequency in our heart. makes all the difference. And that is also what influences deeply our physical body. And of course, what we feed our body, but also how we feel, how we speak to it. I mean, our physical body is this beautiful temple, this vessel that we can experience this life here. So I'm forever grateful for my body, really each and every day. And I truly believe, and I know from experience that my body is strong and healthy and beautiful because since like my entire adulthood, I've been speaking to my body and I've been conscious, more or less, what I put into my body. And it's just, I often don't understand, how people don't take care of their body and then they complain when they get sick, because really, this is the most precious, valuable piece that we have here. So yeah, this whole combination, mindset, energetics in our physical body is just really, really fascinating. And we are so much more powerful than we really think. But yeah, it all starts in our mind and it all starts with really making different choices.
Absolutely. And energetically, I love that. I also speak loving messages to myself, and I'm very careful what I say. You know the story that before I broke my leg, I had been saying I need a break for months as a mantra. And
Sorry,
so
Janice, can I quickly interrupt you here? Because I heard your story so very often, and probably many of you who listen to this also because you know her already. But there are many who will listen to this who don't know your story yet. And I have to say, each and every time when I hear your story, it really touches my heart. And I remember the first times I even had tears in my eyes because it's just so incredible, the transformation that you've been through and what you have created. So I'm actually asking you to please share your story shortly again.
I
It's
will
just
do
such an
that. I'll do
amazing
that for
journey.
you. I'm going to
Yeah,
put a
please.
picture here on my background just to give you some idea of where I came from. So yeah, I've been entrepreneur for 37 years now. I made that decision when I had my son, when I was pregnant with him. Actually, he's 36. So I was really determined to work for myself and be able to work from home. So I made a lot of choices around that and loved it, and so grateful I did. And I looked for different ways to do that. I was a substitute school teacher when they were young in all their classes, so I could keep my eyes on them. And we ended up buying a 100-year-old farm in 1998. And I decided I wanted to raise them on this farm because I didn't know where my food came from. I grew up in Beverly Hills and my food came from the market in plastic. And I was of the era of TV dinners, fast food, Kentucky Fried Chicken, excuse me. And so, and that's not a plug for Kentucky Fried Chicken, but my very good girlfriend's parents own some franchises of those. So I do know that we ate Kentucky Fried Chicken, but I didn't really know where it came from. And I wanted to educate my kids on that and myself, right? So what a beautiful experience. We took that farm and created a thriving business. We had a lavender farm and we made a bed and breakfast there. And we were there almost 14 years. And I became the largest tourist draw in our little town, which was my efforts of getting out there and spreading the word and connecting and collaborating with wineries and goat farms and the apple farm. We were on the bounty of the county year after year, where people would come to see what we were doing, and we would cast the vision each year, and then they'd come back to see what it was like. Now, I didn't look like this behind me then. I was fit, teaching Pilates, and as a lavender farm, very physical. And I thought I was the lavender lady for life. This was a place that we built, put all of our pennies and love into it. And I won Business Person of the Year in 2008 for bringing an industry to the area. I was at the top of my game. I loved, loved, loved it. I had purple in my hair. I was the lavender lady. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that stepping in a hole would change everything. But I had been saying I need a break for a good 6 solid months prior to our first vacation in 3 years. So we were tired. We were working hard. And we were open every day and sometimes 24/7 because we were bed and breakfast. And I was the hostess with the mostest, and I loved it. We had concerts. We were on 11 open studio art tours because artists loved to come there and paint. and I would take their work, and then we would create things and sell them in the store. So I was supporting the artists. And then we had many concerts there. We were halfway between LA and San Francisco, and we would just get the best musicians, Grammy award-winning musicians in our big, great room, 65 to 70 people. And they loved what we did. We grew microgreens. We grew our food, and we had chickens, and we loved it. And I felt like this was it. Well, I am a manifesting generator, and as saying I need a break for 6 months, I got what I got. So I went on my vacation. It was my husband's 60th birthday at 12 noon, and we were coming out of the beach under a tunnel, and I stepped in a hole that was covered by seaweed and sand, and there was a concrete grate there, and it completely shattered my tib and broke my fib in half, and down I went. And I'm allergic to morphine, so I really can't have any instant pain. So I was just in extreme traumatic pain. Nothing like I had ever felt, worse than childbirth, screaming and screaming and screaming. Well, anyway, I spent 5 days in the hospital instead of our great vacation we had planned, and was told by the hospital nurse that I would have to learn to re-walk. It's like having a stroke, and I would have to change everything about my life and to plan on that. And I had to learn how to bathe myself. I mean, it was just like this horrible experience, I got to tell you. And by the time we got back up to the farm, when you have a mom and pop, right, it's very difficult when the mom goes down. And I have to say, I'm not really good in pain. I don't do pain medication very well. So I was about on that for 2 weeks and had to get off because I almost OD'd. I'm allergic to these things. So cannabis became really my only pain solution, and Tylenol and Advil in the beginning until I could release that. But the pain was unsurmountable. And coupled with the pain was the depression, because now we were realizing that this was, life had changed. So our big, beautiful concert room became a hospital room. I couldn't get upstairs to we built a beautiful house, by the way. And our suite upstairs, my closet was just gorgeous. And it's just, I laugh sometimes. This morning I was in my bathroom going, boy, do I miss my beautiful bathroom. But it's what it was. And I couldn't get up to that beautiful bathroom or the bedroom or anything. So I was in like a hospital bed for months. I mean, I was either in bed or a wheelchair, and then it was a walker, and then it was crutches, because I had many surgeries to save my leg. And I did. And each time I had a surgery, I had to have more of those toxins. So combination here, all I did was eat, because it was the only thing that brought me joy, right? So I ballooned up 100 pounds. But the combination of the toxins from the surgeries, the medication, the extreme stress of the final realization that we had to sell our farm, and we sold it short, meaning we walked away with zero, starting over. And that depression from the realization of that, the feeling like a failure, and the realization at the same time that my mom had Alzheimer's. And we moved down to live near her, and I moved her in with me. And so life in a matter of 14 months completely changed for me. And it was weird, to say the least. And because I was like this toxic soup and so depressed, there was no mental clarity to see a way out. Yeah. And when you don't see a way out, you start to get inflamed and puffy, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm really grateful that I had a friend. I had actually been, maybe your friends don't know of Isogenics, but I had been involved in Isogenics 23 years ago when they first started. I was in the original founders' first company, and they were selling adaptogens, and I love adaptogens. Lavender is an adaptogen. And so I thought, this is my route. I'm plant-based. I want to teach people about adaptogens. So my friend said, hey, I just got asked to help open Korea and Isogenics. Do you know them? I'm like, heck yeah, I remember. I'd like to get on it. I need to get well. I got on it. Within 3 days, I just knew, like the clarity lifted, the first thing in my mind. And then the inches started to go away, way before the weight, because I was very inflamed, and the inflammation was addressed first. This is about, I don't know, years in, but this is not where I'm at even today, because it just continues to get better and better and better. I've been able to release that 100 pounds and really be involved. You know, I had a dream. I had a dream to get back to where I was and to be able to teach again. I love teaching. So I learned and was told by Jimmy Smith, by the way, who's he's the best person in isogenics ever. Love him. He said, you know, you got to have a dream and then you form a team and you focus in on your team. So that's what I did. I grew a team around the world. I was RVing. My husband and I got a fifth wheel and we traveled for 3.5 years around the country. And we just met so many nice people. And I built this incredible network of people that wanted to, they were watching me and they were calling me the incredible shrinking woman because I released over 100 pounds. And I gained way more than that in joy and mobility and freedom at 62 now. To be medication free is like, it's like a godsend because I just don't do well with synthetics. And to be aligned with a company, like you said earlier, and I'll pass it to you here in a second to share more of your thoughts on this. But when you give your body functional foods and beverages, things that serve a purpose, that when you put them in, they're serving you, they're high frequency. When I did this, and when I addressed the deficiencies, I was clearly deficient. And when I addressed the stress, now this is where adaptogens come in. Now, adaptogens, I teach on adaptogens. I do classes on that, so I don't want to go into too much detail. But you see them everywhere now. But isogenics actually brought adaptogens from the east to the west over 30 years ago. You can read about that. I'll put a link actually in if people are interested. But it's very exciting. We really are the leaders in adaptogens. And what's so cool about adaptogens is these are plants that grow in extreme conditions like Siberia, maybe right there where you live, because I know it's extreme weather there too. But these,
well, not that extreme,
well,
but
not that
I don't know,
extreme,
maybe
but these
yeah,
plants have really, really grown over thousands of years. They've developed a very strong immune system and they've learned to adapt. So what I used to teach people at the farm is when you extract that oil, that immune system is in the hairs and fibers of the plant. It is the plant's being, it's the plant's immune system, it's the plant's energy. When you extract it and you ingest it or you put it on your skin, it is like amazing, the energetic exchange that helps your body adapt to stress. So once I did that and really started adapting to stress and intermittent fasting with the detoxing, with the clinically supported botanical help, right? This is not a water fast, right? This is much more intense because we really want to give our bodies and nourish our bodies throughout that cleanse. So this is what helped me. And I know we've talked about it many times, and I know you got excited. And I know that you really particularly like our moringa as the most nutrient dense plant in the world. I can understand why. But I really would love for you to share more about that idea of frequency, energy, adaptogens, and how you understand this.
Yeah, first of all, Janice, thank you so much for sharing your story again. It is just touching. And I also, wanted for everyone to hear your story again because it's just the perfect example that, whatever you face in life that might look like, difficult, challenging, or the end, many of us have been at such points. There's always a chance for something new, right? And also when you look back at your life, that was really hardcore and intense. But who you are now with these amazing opportunities with the company with you are with and all the things, you probably wouldn't have really you wouldn't have come to that point without all the experience that you went through.
I think I was being
So
protected, Yara,
just
and you understand this, is that I was working really hard and what we were doing was not sustainable anymore. And we were spending money to hire and do things to try to save it. And just, I've learned so much. I would do it differently. I learned that I love having a place where people can come like that, a retreat place. I would love to, I mean, in my heart of hearts, I'm really surrendering to what's the best for me, but it feels like I'd love to have that again, but I don't know how that would manifest. We'll see. But I really like the idea of maintaining dreams for people, helping people dream big. My Instagram is Dream Big with Jan because it's always about don't give up on your dreams, because people would come to my lavender
Yeah.
farm and they'd say, you're living my dream. And I would tell them, don't give up on your dreams. And I would inspire them with these stories. And then when I broke my leg and I felt like I lost my dream, I couldn't even inspire myself. We
Yeah.
need help. And that's where you come in with the work too.
We all need help, definitely. And I mean, I also need help, like even coaches, mindset coaches, healers, we all need help also because, well, we see everything through the lens of who we are, right? And we can't see ourselves from outside. We don't know what we don't know. And so we all need other people and we all need support. And yeah, your question when it comes to frequency, you wanted to hear my thoughts on that. Well, everything is energy and everything has a different frequency, right? So also our thoughts are a frequency. Obviously, our feelings, also our physical body, our cells, everything has a frequency. And when you bring, obviously, you know, negative thoughts or disease in our body has a lower frequency. And all these amazing, beautiful things or feelings like, of course, love, gratitude, you know, beauty, all those things, they have a higher frequency. So you can change something and heal something by bringing a higher frequency in. So when you have now really healthy, special plants, anyway, nature is healthy and is a higher frequency, and you bring that into your body in its most natural, most powerful form, then of course that totally affects and transforms and heals our cells and actually the frequency, it raises the frequency of our body. Totally.
I love that. And I
Yeah.
love that you see it. And I see it clearly. And you know, living on the farm was such a happy time for me. And I can go back to those feelings, and those feelings
Mm.
heal me.
Yeah.
And now it isn't so much sadness as fondness. And but I want to take that strength that somehow I found. And I didn't think I
Yeah.
could, but I did. And I'd like to help others, because I know there's people that are really looking for a way out of the way they're feeling, right?
Yes.
Whatever that is. How can we do
Yeah.
that together?
Yeah. I want to quickly say here that really one of my highest priorities each and every day, and that's a commitment to myself, and I'm sure you are the same, and many of you are, is feeling good. And feeling good is really, we know that just like happiness, it is an inside job. As much as we are influenced by the happenings, the energies, other people, all the things around us, really how you feel is in your hands because you can choose what you allow into your heart and into your mind and where you say, no, I'm choosing to, you know, protect myself, focus on what makes me feel good and do what makes me feel good. We all can make choices and take action to what makes us feel good, healthy, energized, you know, what makes your heart, what opens your heart, what makes your heart sing. We can do that every day, no matter where you are in the world and what your situation is. It might be, you know, easier or harder depending where you're at or what you're surrounded by, but we can. And feeling good, like really taking care that we feel good, that we are in a good frequency is the foundation for everything, for our relationship, for how we deal with our children, for our clients, how we, you know, have conversations, how we help our clients, how we lead our life, for everything, for our health, for our physical body. It all comes down to how do we feel? And when we can make sure that every single day we do something that really makes us happy, feel good, you know, then everything else in life builds on that.
Absolutely. And I know for 100% million fact that we are in the age of supplementation. So when you're talking about
Mhm.
supplementation, whether it's setting goals or doing affirmations or meditation or working on your mindset, it's also supplementation to addressing nutritional deficiencies. Now, I'm a huge fan of protein pacing, and I have to say that I treat food like medicine. So just like we would do medicine every 4 hours, I tell people it's really good to eat some protein every 4 hours, especially if you're over 40, because we really want to be working on our bone density, our muscle strength, and remember, protein creates these feel good feelings in our brain, right? Helps that dopamine experience. And that's what you're talking about. So we want to help ourselves feel good. So if you're there and you're struggling and you're going, everything's really not working out for me at the moment, and it hasn't for a while, and I don't see a way out, and I don't really understand how, whether I eat that or not is going to make a difference. I am here to tell you it makes a big difference, because, when I was just really not caring about what I ate, it showed, right? In psoriasis, it turned into skin infections that turned into MRSA. It turned into my hair falling out. It turned into stomach bloat. It turned into inflammation. These are things I didn't want to live with because I couldn't do anything. They were keeping me stuck. So I tell people, you've got to address the symptoms at the root cause, not just take the Advil and hope it goes away when you go to Starbucks and get your caramel macchiato or whatever it is. I mean, I haven't been to a place like that in forever because I'm drinking collagen hot chocolate. And the reason I choose to drink collagen hot chocolate is because I feel so good afterwards. I'm getting type 1, 2, and 3 collagen. I'm getting mushrooms and adaptogens. I mean, it's like, why wouldn't I choose that? So that's what I tell people. And for a while, I told you that and got you excited. So why have you aligned yourself with isogenics as well, and feeling that this is something that is highest frequency for you?
Because first of all, because it's natural. I grew up with parents who were very much into organic eating and really were like these, even a bit freaks, like really focused on being healthy and alternative hippies. Yes, exactly. So, and my mother is still like that, and she's mid-60s now. She's mid-60s. She takes no medication. She is super healthy because her entire life she has been taking care of what she puts in her body. She also takes supplements. She does her little round, either walking or with the bicycle through the forest every single morning for 20 minutes, and you just see that, well, this is what is actually natural to us. And the thing is also really the quality of our food is not what it was before. And also the ground, the soil, the ground is kind of depleted. Even our well-grown vegetables, they don't give our body what they did 20, 30 years ago. So I totally believe in giving my body natural supplements because, yeah, it is natural. It's just put together, so that we get it in a more, how do you say that? Like a more
Bioavailable.
a higher
Bioavailable is a
dose.
good one.
Yes, yes. And I love that. And I believe it's really, as I said, it's our job to really take care of ourselves. It's our responsibility because I'm a mother. I want to take care of my children. I have a partner. I feel responsible. I have a business. I have clients. So I want to be well. I want to be healthy. I want to be in a good energy, And well, a lot of that comes back to also feeling good physically. And then also, of course, I've also been through aches and pains, I mean, I'm 40, I'm turning 41 this year. But I had some skin issues. I had nails that are constantly breaking, especially in winter, And I had a bit of a beginning of some eczema kind of thing, And yeah, I started with the collagen elixir. I took it on and off last year, but now really, I think since a couple of weeks or 2 months, like really regularly. And I just see such a change. Within days, I saw a change. And now that I'm into it since weeks, it feels good. It's delicious. It feels special. It feels like I give something of highest quality to myself, to my body. It makes me feel like I value myself and my body. Yeah, that's the one. And I see it. And
See it.
yeah, it's
You
just
glow.
really amazing.
You glow, and it's so beautiful. But
Yeah, it
here's the
it
thing.
is partly has to do with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, because
And
like
you
what
know,
we're saying, we don't really care about our whether we look so beautiful. However, when you think about feeling beautiful, you have more confidence. And when you're dealing with people as a coach, right? This is why I love working with creatives and coaches and healers, because these people are
Mhm.
helping other people. And so what this does is, you as now, if you're helping somebody that's having those issues and they try it and they like it, we're creating a network of
Mhm.
family. And I love that so much, because we can make a
Yeah.
difference. Don't
Yeah.
you feel like confidence is up when you feel like you look a little better?
Absolutely. And looking back, I also has to do with valuing myself more. Like I don't value myself more because I look more beautiful, but it's I give something to myself that is good for me and that makes me feel good and look good. And yeah, that just feels amazing. And I want to quickly address one little point because I work with people on their relationship to money. So I hear the money, worries, struggles, concerns all the time. And when people, we hear it very often, well, it's a lot of money or it's expensive or something like that. And actually, just today, I saw this post which says, if you think the pursuit of good health is expensive and time consuming, try illness.
For
And
sure.
that's the thing. When we see how much we actually spend and how we lose the quality of our, like, of our life and the time, then really investing in ourselves and in our health is anyway the best investment that you can make.
I kept hearing when I was, climbing my way out of the deep dark hole, is, you know, well, first of all, I just want to tell you about the deep dark hole. I have this great saying, think about this, share with your audience too. I call it the walk around the rim moments. So a
Mm.
lot of times, there's triggers and things that set us off and we get down in that hole. And when you're down in that deep dark hole, it's very difficult to get out of it. And it requires more energy. So what I do now is when something triggers me or something like that, and I'm like, oh my God, I see the deep dark hole over there, right? I visualize myself walking around the
Yeah,
outside of it all the way to the other side and then saying goodbye and not taking the
yeah.
energetic experience of going into it and getting
Mm.
back out. And I
Yeah.
test that to my continuing daily striving and, really understanding that I am my greatest asset. They always say your home is your greatest asset, or your whatever is your greatest asset. And yes, it may be your material greatest asset, I guess. But for me, our physical body is our greatest
Yeah.
asset. When I didn't have access to it and it was not
Mm.
serving me, then
Yeah.
what would my big house didn't even, it couldn't
Exactly.
save
And we
me.
all, yeah, we've all been sick in bed. We all know that in that moment, suddenly everything becomes second, and our main focus and priority is to just feel better again, to just be healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
And I
like
love
feeling
that.
bad.
Yeah. I love that image, walking around the hole, because we know that for our mind, like our mind doesn't know if it's real, like reality out there, or if it's imagination. That's why our imagination is such a powerful tool. So if you do that with yourself, with your mind actually thinks that's reality, and you feel accordingly to, what you picture in your mind. So when you picture yourself walking around that and making the choice to moving away from it, then you feel accordingly because your mind takes that as reality. And that is just so powerful. I mean, I'm really passionate about that topic, as you know and can see. But this is just really where, yeah, the thoughts and stories that we tell ourselves in our mind and the choices that we make, they are life-changing, and very often they are quite simple and not that big, like in daily life, but they create a huge change in our life.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? Doing it with a friend is easier. So when you can have support,
Of course.
be part of a team elite, I call it, a group of people here to
Hmm.
support you and you can support them. I don't know, community is so important. People are feeling lonely, and we need the community and in person too. And that's why I'm going to be going to Germany and making this claim sometime. I will be going to Germany.
Yeah.
and sometime you will be coming here. And who knows, if any of your viewers are interested in coming here in October, we have a beautiful event. Remember Who You Are here in Maui. It's a 3-day transformational all-inclusive event. You can check it out on my website, theartoflivingjoyfully.com. And then Jara is going to put all her information in. We'll put whatever we need in the comments, because we want to interact. We want to grow our support network and to grow the people that we can make a difference for. For me, when I make a difference in someone's life, it blows me away. I mean, I just the other day, I ran into my friend Barbara. She's a massage therapist that I know. When I met her a year or so ago, she had a wig on and a bandana because she had a virus and her hair had been falling out. And I said, girl, you got to get on the collagen and the hair revival. She's been on it consistently all this time. And yesterday I saw her and her hair is beautiful. No wig, no bandana, no rash.
Yeah.
And she's also sharing it, which means that she's working one less massage a week because she's getting some extra supplemental income. So it's a full package, guys. It's the money mindset, the energetic work, and it's the loving yourself enough to treat yourself like the best investment, to nourish yourself. I love what you said about you feel like you're giving yourself such a treat. And I try to treat everything, including just water, that way, loving it and blessing it when it goes into my body. And the more we can do that, and also with our words, right? Clean those words up. We're not overburdened. We're not overworked. We're not stressed. We're not broke. These are words that don't serve us. Clean them up and we can help, right?
Yeah. That is so amazing. And I'm so grateful for you, for our connection, but also for this opportunity with these supplements, and also for the business opportunity that comes with it, because that is just amazing, to do the best for myself, to help others get and stay healthy, and even getting paid for that. So this is just really, really beautiful. And I'm so grateful for this.
I'm so grateful for you. And it's a win-win. When I had my farm, we did everything from propagate, plant, tend, harvest, distill, bottle, label, market. It was a lot. And we had inventory and I had employees. And I love that with this $10 billion company, okay, that's paid out half of that, almost 500 million in commissions to people like us, just to help share the word, right? Which is just such a beautiful, I think, a beautiful way to market. And in this industry of network marketing, they do over 179 billion. It's bigger than the NFL, the Hollywood industry, all of these things. This is a big business, helping a lot of people like you and me. But what I love particularly about what we're sharing is that it's very adaptogenic based, nootropic, and there are 26 peer-reviewed studies published in medical journals. When I have my clients go to their doctor and say they want to take this or that, what do you think? They say, oh, I love that. I see them in the peer-reviewed studies all the time. I'm a doctor. I have to read the studies. So to me, that's really valuable. If it's not in the studies and we're not seeing results, I don't want to spend my money on it, right? And as far as the money, it's priceless to have the opportunity as well to generate an income, a weekly pay. This is just absolutely the most brilliant business model, and it's helping a lot of people like you and me. So if you're watching, you want more information, connect with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
Anything else before we go?
Well, maybe I just want to say to all of you out there that really you have things in your hand, and how you live your life, how you feel, what you do every day, what you allow into your mind, into your heart, into your body, as I said before, is really your choice. And when we take full responsibility for where we are, for how we feel, for what's going on, this is when we really step into our power and can create changes. Because the thing is, nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening for you. And you are so powerful to really change everything to the better. Yeah, that's just what I want to share. So thank you so much, Janice. Thank you everyone for being here and watching. And yeah, if there are any questions or you want to hear more or chat with us, then yeah, just connect with us. We are looking forward to that.
We are, and thank you so
Thank
much. And
you.
you just glow. I'll see you
Thank
soon,
you.
okay?
Yes, we will see you soon. Bye.